Good morning. I'm Teacher Kiran from SMJK Sin Min. We meet again. Thank you for being here to listen to what I have to share. And today's lesson is on report writing as well as passive structures. So I'm going to teach you a little bit on passive structures because it's needed in report writing. Okay, so previously I've shared on review writing, right? So today is on report writing. So it is very suitable for students Form 4 and Form 5. Okay, so Form 4 and Form 5 students, make sure you have your textbooks with you. If you have your download, page 92, and if you have your full class, page 122. Okay, and don't forget your notebook. So by the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to write a report in about 200 to 250 words based on the discussed content points. Okay. So report writing. Okay. As seen on page 92 of your download textbook from 5 students. Report, there are many reasons why we write reports. So this is specifically on making suggestions. Okay. So reports are usually written in formal language to give information and make suggestions or recommendations. So formal language, the keyword. Okay. A good way to make your suggestions sound more formal is to use the passive form of the verb. So that is why teacher will be touching a little bit on passive structures to teach you, to get used to writing using passive structures, passive forms, so that you can write a good report. Okay, so for example, instead of saying people could do something, you can say that something could be done. So it's a bit different here for report writing. Okay, students? So as I have explained in my previous videos, in my previous lessons, in part 3, extended writing, you have 3 essays and you have to choose one out of the 3. So the 3 may be one of these formats. Okay, it could be a story, it could be an article, it could be a review, or it could be a report. Okay, so if you're planning to, if there is a report, then you're planning to write a report, then please stay tuned, pay full focus, and if you have questions, you can ask in the live chat. Okay, right. So let's go on passive structures first before I touch on report writing. Okay, so passive voice or passive structure is usually or is often used in formal texts. Okay, why? To show interest in the person or object that experiences the action rather than the person or object that performs the action. So in other words, the focus here in passive form, the focus here is more on the object. Okay. For example, for active sentence, Farah took the children to the park yesterday. But in passive, it is this way. The children were taken to the park yesterday. So the focus here is the children, not Farah. So that's why we write passive structures, because the focus is on the object. Okay, so Farah took the children. Who took the children is not important. We want to know whether the children went to the park or not. So that's where we write passive structure. Okay. When should we use passive? When we want to change the focus of the sentence, like what teacher said just now. Okay, let's look at this example. The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. So Mona Lisa is a painting, right? Famous painting. So here in this sentence, we are more interested in the painting than the artist. Okay, so that's why the focus is at the beginning. All right, let's go on. When, who, or what causes the action is unknown. So that's where we use passive sentence, when we don't know who actually did the action. For example, look at the sentences here. He was arrested. Who arrested him is not important, but we know he was arrested. My bike has been stolen. Okay, who stole my bike is not important, but I'm telling you, my bike has been stolen. So the focus is the bike. The road is being repaired. So we are focusing on the road. Who is repairing the road is not important. The phone can be obtained from the post office. So this is something very general. Okay, so where can you get the form? You can get the form in the post office. Okay, let's go on. Now, when you state something factual or scientific, okay, the chemical is placed in a test tube to check on the reactions. So we are focusing on the chemical. Okay, informal writing, instead of using someone, people, or they, this can be used in speaking or informal writing. For example, the project will be completed by next month. Okay, so the focus is the project. Who will be completing the project? We are not sure. We are not. It's not something to think about. We just want to know about the project. Okay, the project will be completed by next month. So this is a passive form. Okay, in order to put new information at the end of the sentence to improve the style of writing, 3 books are used regularly in the class. The books were written by Dr. Bell. So both these sentences are in passive form. If you say Dr. Bell wrote the books, sounds a little bit clumsy. Okay, so because the focus is on the books. Okay, when the subject is very long, okay, I was surprised by how well the students did in the test. I was surprised. So this is passive. Imagine if we write it in active, it will be like this. How well the students did in the test surprised me. So it's like too long, right? How well the students did in the test. So sometimes we need to use passive to adjust to the style of writing. Okay, if you're not so sure what I'm saying, you just stay with me. I'm going to give you more examples. Okay? Now, let's look. If a sentence in active form is in present tense, for example, Raj takes the rubbish out regularly. So takes here is present tense. So when you change it to passive form, it should also be in the present form. So it should be present tense plus the participle form of the verb. For example, the rubbish is taken out by Raj regularly. Here, if you don't mention by Raj, it's still correct. The focus here is on the rubbish. So rubbish is uncountable, so we use is. You cannot count rubbish, right? Okay, let's look at the next one. Nisha always buys apples from the mart. That's active sentence. Passive, apples are always bought by Nisha from the mart. So apples is the object that we are focusing on here. Apples countable and it's in plural form, so we use are. Okay? If you don't want to write by Nisha, it's fine. The focus is on the apples. Now, if you want to know more about this passive form, you can go to many websites on the internet where there are explanations plus examples. Like this one example I've given here. This is where I've taken my notes from. Okay? So it's perfect English grammar. Okay? So just type passive structures, you can get more examples there. Okay? Now let's look at past tense. Okay, look at active sentence. Raj took the rubbish out this morning. And passive, the rubbish was taken out by Raj this morning. So the rubbish just now was is, right? So this one is was because it's in the past tense. And rubbish is uncountable, so we use was. Okay, let's look at the next example. Nisha bought apples from the mart yesterday. Apples were bought by Nisha from the mart yesterday. So apples, plural, so we use were bought. Okay, so the difference, you can see the difference just now, apples are bought, right? That's present tense. Past tense, apples were bought. Okay, you need a little bit more practice to know passive structures properly, okay, thoroughly. Let's look at continuous tense where you have ing, okay, present continuous. The students are doing their project in the library. So if it is passive form, the focus is on the project. The project is being done. So you have the word being in the middle, showing that it is in process or progress, okay. If the project is plural form, if it is the projects, then you have to use are. Okay, the projects are being done. The project is being done. Okay, so this is present continuous tense. Past continuous tense. The students were doing their project in the library during recess. So, obviously, the project was being done. So just now it is being done. This one is past continuous, was being done. Okay, so the focus is on the project or passive form. Okay, now if it is plural, the projects, what should it be? Was being done or were being done? Which one? If projects. Okay, if the projects plural, it should be were being done. Okay. So here are some examples, also taken from the website just now. Okay, so for present simple active form, I make a cake. Passive, a cake is made. Present continuous, I am making a cake is being made. Only one cake, huh? Past simple, I made a cake. So the passive form is a cake was made. Past continuous, I was making a cake. Passive form, a cake was being made. Present continuous, present perfect tense. I have made a cake has been made. Okay, present perfect continuous, I have been making a cake has been being made. It's getting more complex, huh, students? What you need to do is just remember the present tense, past tense, and continuous tense, which are very commonly used, okay? And also models, use of models like should, could, may, will. So I'll show you the example now. For models, must, can, could, will, would, should. Again, these are all models. So in active form, it's we must do the chores before noon. So passive form is the focus is on the chores. The chores must be done. So you can see must is there. You have to add the be there and participle tense. Done. Okay, participle tense of do is done. Okay. Amin will complete the task tonight. The task will be completed tonight. Will is there. Be, you have to put the be. And the participle of complete is completed. Okay. Third sentence, Wendy should take the child home. The child should be taken home. So you can see, students, for passive structure, the object is given the focus. Okay? Right. So this one is from page 92. Rewrite the following suggestions in the passive. We could upload short news videos. Where is the object? Short news videos. Okay, so here is the use of model could. So remember what I told you just now. How would you change this to passive form? We could upload short news videos. So the object is short news videos. So short news videos should be in front. So short news videos could be uploaded. Look at the second one, number 2. We could employ fewer news reporters. You must know where the object is. Fewer, lesser. Fewer means lesser. News reporters. This is the object. Okay, again the use of could. Can you type in the chat what do you think the passive form is? We could employ fewer news reporters. I give you a clue. Fewer news reporters could be employed. Good. Fewer news reporters could be employed. Okay, number 2 is slightly more tricky. Okay, write suggestions that could help in the following situations. Use the passive. Young viewers say that we show all our music programs too late at night. So the focus here is on the music programs. Okay, so our music programs could be shown earlier for young viewers. This is another way to write the first sentence in passive form. Okay. Second one, some of the viewers say they don't like commercials being shown during films. Commercial here means advertisement. Sometimes we watch movies with advertisements coming. So it's quite annoying, right? So here the focus is commercial. So when we write the passive form, commercials should be in front. Commercials could be shown before and after films. Okay, right. Let's go on. Now we're going to go to report writing. So remember, look at full glass, page 122 for the Form 4 students. Your school publishes the monthly magazine Shine in the Dark. The name of the magazine is Shine in the Dark. Nice, huh? The head teacher in your school has asked students to write a report on the magazine and suggest in what ways it can be improved. So here we have to look at the content. We have to write a report on the magazine. And we have to suggest in what ways the magazine can improve. That means can be better. So you must study the question well, students. Who are you writing the report to or for? For the head teacher. Why are you writing it? You are writing because you are going to suggest ways to improve the magazine. Okay? And what style should it be written in? Formal or informal or semi-formal? Formal. Yes. Okay. So this is an example. It's a little bit unclear. Please look at page 122 of your full class book. So they have given you the full report. Now, every report here, they have a sub-heading or sub-topic. Okay? So it's to Abang Osman from Paul Abidin. Subject, shine in the dark. So what you need to do is match the headings to the report paragraph. Okay, so actually in our SPM, we don't have to have the headings. Neither do we need to write the numbering. No need. This is just an example. So every country, they have their own style of report writing. Okay, so for SPM, later teacher will show you, you don't have to have the headings. You don't have to have the numbering. Okay, right. All you need to do is to write to whom you are writing the report to and from whom the report is and what's the subject or the title of the report. Okay. So anyway, just let's look at this because we just want to know how to focus on paragraph writing. Okay. So this report focuses on some aspects of our school magazine Shine in the Dark which need to be improved. So this one should be what? Which one of the 5 headings matches the first one? Let's go straight. Okay. So this report focuses on. So it should be the introduction. Okay. The second one, it is a fact that the internet has changed the way people get informed nowadays. So this one is talking about becoming digital. Okay. We have magazines nowadays, right? Okay. The third one, a large majority of the students believe that Shine in the Dark should have more variety. So maybe this one is focusing on new features, new things you can add in your magazine to make your magazine more interesting, more appealing to readers, appealing, interesting, attractive. Okay. Fourth one, last but not least, most students should be involved. So this one is on student involvement. And the last one to sum up is the conclusion. Okay, so this is just an activity in the textbook. Okay. So in full class, they also gave you tips on how to plan. So you have to choose the prompt, the subject, how to start as an introduction. You can start with the aim of this report or the purpose of this report. Okay, this is a report on. So your introduction must be very clear. Reports are formal writing and they are read by important people like your teachers or maybe the principal. Okay. This report describes what. Okay, so then we have the main points. You have about two to 4 paragraphs. I think 3 paragraphs is just nice. And finally, the conclusion. Okay, so altogether 5 paragraphs would be just nice. You have to write of about 200 to 250 words. So there is a question on page 123 of your full blast. So let's look at the question and look at how we can write the report. Okay, your teacher has asked you to write a report about your classroom. You miss your classroom? Now you're having online classrooms, right? Do you miss your real classrooms? Can you remember what you have in your classrooms? What is the best thing about your classroom? Cannot remember. That's very sad, right? Okay, let's look back at this one about your classroom and suggest ways in which you could make it more pleasant. More pleasant means more, what do you say, more beautiful, or more nice, or more comfortable. Okay, your classroom. How would you want to make your classroom more comfortable? So you're going to write a report here. So the report is supposed to be to whom? Written to whom? Yeah, your class teacher. Very good. And what is it supposed to be about? It's about your classroom and ways that you can make your classroom better, more pleasant. So if you think, maybe you can think in classrooms, what can you have? Okay, you can discuss with your friends and do this. Okay, so here is an example that I've given. Maybe we can have a reading corner at the back of your classroom. Maybe we can improve on the sitting arrangements, make it more conducive, make it more fun for learning. Okay, and maybe we can improve on the decorations. Maybe we can put some decorations in the classroom, something related to learning, of course. Don't put balloons and all that, not suitable. Okay. Right, so let's plan. So always remember, any form of writing needs some planning. Always remember that, okay? So to whom are you going to write? You're going to write to your teacher, right? So from whom? Who are you writing this? Most probably you're the class monitor, okay? And what's the subject? Now the subject must be very clear, okay? So that when the person who reads the title or the subject, they will know the content of your report. That's a good subject. So the introduction, you have to write the aim of the report. Why are you writing this report? Paragraph 2, you can talk about the sitting arrangements. Paragraph 3, you can talk about the reading corner. Paragraph 4, you can write about the class decoration. And finally, conclusion, you can recommend. Okay? So don't forget the PEE. Once I already shared this in some of my videos. The PEE, P stands for the point, the main point or the topic sentence. Okay, E, elaborations, and another E is the examples. Remember, this is B2 level. Just mentioning the points, you may not get the content marks. You have to give some examples of elaboration. Okay, that's the one. So this is the sample to Mrs. Lee Jin Hui, class teacher 5B1 from Devina Raj. Subject, ideas for a pleasant classroom. Simple. Okay, first paragraph. The aim of this report is to suggest some interesting ways to make class 5B1 a more pleasant classroom for learning. So you have stated the aim, why you're writing this report very clearly. Okay, straight to the point. Based on our class discussion, we have decided on these ideas below. So systematically, you're bringing the reader to your points. So you have already mentioned that this is not your ideas, but it's the class idea. Okay, you did a discussion. So the next paragraph, first of all, so it's a good linker there. It is felt that the current sitting arrangement is not conducive. Conducive here means maybe not comfortable or not good enough. Okay, and does not allow for group interaction. So you're giving examples. Reasons, elaborations, why you want to change the sitting arrangement. So tables should be arranged in fours to allow group discussions and activities during the lesson. So you're giving your reason why you want to change the sitting arrangement. Very well written, okay? Moreover, it would be a good idea to change group members every week. So every group will change the group members every week. To allow better interaction among the classmates. By this way, new ideas can be encouraged. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. Secondly, so you are putting a linker there. We strongly suggest to have a reading corner at the back of the class. A few students have agreed to contribute. Contribute means to give, willingly give, okay? Old storybooks and magazines. There is an old rag that can be repainted, and those books can be arranged neatly. Or those who have completed tasks given during lesson can sit and read at the reading corner. Good idea. Through this way, good reading habits can be cultivated among the students. Cultivated here means can be encouraged. Okay. Besides, we have enough class fun to even get small round tables to ease reading. So very well explained, elaborated, examples given, reasons given. So this second one is focusing on reading corner. Okay, let's look at the fourth paragraph. Last but not least, it is suggested that we decorate the class with bright curtains. Attractive posters of useful quotes can be created and hung on the walls too. Posters and quotes. Quotes are good wordings, that will motivate you to learn. Okay, that is the meaning of quotes. This would enhance the class environment and allow a positive mood to learn. Additionally, our written essays and projects can be displayed on the class bulletin board for all to read too. So they want to display the essays. Display means show. Your essays, sample essays, projects, put at the back of the board there, so everybody who comes in can say, oh, these are your essays, very good. Okay. Last paragraph. On the whole, it is hoped that our recommendations and ideas would be accepted. If so, we would be delighted to start work and change the image of our class to a more positive and favorable learning environment. This will surely encourage better interactions and involvement among the students, the classmates. Hence, learning will also be much more enjoyable. Very nicely written. So we have to treat that to whom? To the class teacher. From Devina Raj, and the subject is there. So the first paragraph talks about the aim of the report. Okay. So the second paragraph is talking about the sitting arrangements, and you can see all the others are the elaborations, the examples. Okay, how do you want the sitting arrangement to be? Arranged in 4. Why? To have group discussions, activities. Okay. So you can look at the ones I have underlined. They are used in passive form. Okay, it is felt. Okay, tables should be arranged. Who arranged the tables? Not important. But we want the tables to be arranged. That's why we use the passive form. Okay, and the last part, new ideas. New ideas can be encouraged. Who gives the new ideas? It's not important, but we want new ideas. Okay, from students. And the one in brackets are all the linkers, okay? And cohesive devices. Next paragraph, you can see that the focus is on the reading corner, and we have the elaborations and examples. Okay, we can have at the back of the class, we have old storybooks, old rag that can be repainted, That's a passive form. Books can be arranged, passive form. Okay, through this way is a linker here. Good reading habits can be cultivated. Okay. Besides, this is a cohesive device. We have enough class point. Class point means money, yeah, to even get small round tables. Okay, so we have given enough points. A point is reading corner. We have given enough elaborations and examples. Okay, and well linked. Next paragraph, last but not least, so this is a linker as well. It is suggested that we decorate the class. So this is the next point. Very clear, very systematically done by the student. How can we decorate the class? Bright curtains. So this one is The example, attractive posters. Okay, example. Our written essays and projects can be displayed. So you see here, can be displayed, can be created and hung. Okay, on the whole, so this one is a linker, it is hoped, okay, that our recommendations would be accepted. If so, another linker there, you would be delighted. Hence, there is a cohesive device. So, very well written, students. If you can see this report, it's very direct, it's very formal. You don't use flowery language, idioms, and all for report writing, students. Remember that, right? You don't put all that in. You can say bright curtains, okay. Don't say bright curtains with flowers and frills and all, not necessary for report. Don't do that. It's not a descriptive essay. Okay, it's just a report. It should be very straightforward, straight to the point. Okay, and very formal. And you can see when you read, there is some form of respect should. Okay, when I read this, I know that if I'm the teacher, I'm given full respect to make my decision. Okay, so good. So a quick checklist. You check again, is the task fulfilled? Is it on using appropriate style and tone? Like I said, don't be flowery, don't give idioms and all that. No, straight to the point. Okay. Were there elaborations, examples? Okay, was it well organized? Grammar, vocab, well used, tenses? What tense was used there? Do you remember what tense used? Present tense, but a lot of passive form. Okay, a lot of passive form. Okay, we can look at. Okay, and textual structures are varied. Okay, so remember, content 5 marks, qualitative achievement 5 marks, organization 5 marks, language 5 marks, total 20 marks. You have to try your best to grab the marks. This is B2 level. You need to be more mature in your ideas. Okay. So this is one more example taken from page 93. Okay, so this one is on down to page 93. Okay, your college has decided to start its own monthly magazine for students. You have been asked to write a report for the college dean. Okay, so the report is supposed to be written to the college dean. Types of regular features and articles it could include. So it's talking about monthly magazine. What you want to put in the monthly magazine. Okay, explaining why it would be interesting for students. Okay, so the introduction is mentioned here. The aim of your report. Why you want to write this report. Okay, then you have the headings, but we don't have to have headings. You write the report like how I showed you just now. The example. No need to put headings. Okay, no need to put numbering for the paragraph. Okay. Describe what regular features could be included and why, types of articles, and make your recommendation. Ideally, the 5 paragraphs will be just nice. Okay, remember to give good reasons, justify your suggestions. Okay, so you must discuss and plan your layout. What you write in the paragraph, in the first paragraph introduction, you have to write what you want to write about. Okay, the aim. Then paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, and finally the conclusion. Okay? Now, there are also other reasons to write report. This one is on making suggestions. Sometimes you are asked to write a report to make a complaint. Same way of writing, it's just the tone is a little bit different already. Like this example, you are the head prefect of your school. You have been asked to write a report to the principal about your school canteen. Your report should include reasons for the complaint. What do you want to complain about? And your recommendations to solve the problem. So who are you writing to? The principal. And you are the head prefect. So if you mention the principal, you can write the principal's name and the principal of this school. Okay? You don't have to write your real school name. You can just make up one name. And the reasons, okay? So be very formal, be very full. Make sure you show respect. This is another reason for writing, another report writing reason, okay, to report on an event or an activity. For example, as Secretary of the English Society, you are required to write a report on the club's visit to an orphanage. Orphanage is a place where children stay, children without parents. Okay, right. So your report should include the activities organized at the orphanage and how the members felt. So who are you writing this report to? You are the secretary of the English Society, so you are writing definitely to the teacher advisor. Okay, English Society teacher advisor. Okay, so reminders to all of you, make sure you always read the question. Well, highlight, do some planning. Okay, think of some explicit ideas, very clear ideas. Elaborate well, show maturity on your ideas. If you're going to talk about a visit to the orphanage, you must know what are the things that you need to write about if you visit an orphanage. Be very clear, show your maturity, okay? Appropriate style and tone, formal, effective use of language, vocabulary, structures. Don't put too descriptive words. Huh? Organize your paragraphs, have linkers, cohesive devices. Okay? So all these are reminders. I'm sure your teachers will do report writing with you guys. So remember these points and try to do well for your report writing. Okay? It's not that difficult, actually. It's not that difficult. Compared to a review, if you are the type of person who cannot remember so many vocabulary and all that, I think report writing would be better. Okay, if only report writing is tested, because there are 3 questions, right? So sometimes maybe no report there. Sometimes no review. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. Just be prepared with all the points. Okay. So finally, I would like to wish all of you good luck and thank you for being here, being good students and responding well. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to SSTP Kedah YouTube channel for more informative and educational videos on all subjects. And there is a link there for feedback. Please type your feedback and tell me what you felt about the lesson I shared. Okay? Right then. Have a nice day and take care. Teacher Kiran signing off. Bye.